This is WordPress Plugins A to Z.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be hiding out there on the globe today. Coming to you direct from the brewery overlooking beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. I'm John Overall, and I'm here with another training video from WP Plugins A2Z.com and johnoverall.com. Today's training video is going to be covering the Tiny MCE plugin, which has been updated and upgraded to work with the Gutenberg system of WordPress. So, without much further ado, let's dive right into everything on it. We're going to be installing and using it here on a dev site that I've got set up with Gutenberg, but the classic editor, so it can go backwards and forwards between the two. Now, of course, first thing you need to do is you need to add the new plugin on here. And, of course, doing that, just jump over to Add Plugins, go look for Tiny MCE. And if you don't typo it, you can get everything correctly. Tiny MCE plugin. Install it and activate it. Now, using the plugin, quite simple and straightforward for the most part, but first let's go through some of the settings for this plugin. The first settings here you want to do, when you go to the settings page for it, you'll see there's two sections, the block editor section and the classic editor section, depending on which one you're using, or even if you're going back and forth. So what they've done is they've appended the to the block editor section the toolbars shown for it. Now there's a couple of toolbars here. There's the main toolbar in Gutenberg, which is going to show up in the Gutenberg blocks or above the blocks, which has your standard paragraph, alignment, bold text, italicized, link, clear formatting, and then a extended button. Then there's the alternate sidebar toolbar, which has formatting options to it. And then you've got a couple of unused buttons that you can then use. You can then drag and drop these buttons. You can either put it in the alternate button block or put them up in the main block. And of course you can move around all the buttons depending on what you would like to see done. Move around the whole block here. Block only moves one way. Yep, okay, that's permanent. Okay, then you can come down, you can enable the settings for selected text color, the selected text background. Then you can have the additional classic paragraph and classic blocks that are used in Gutenberg, and with the buttons on these, and then you can decide on extra buttons here that you can add in there. One of my favorites is the anchor text button. This is always a useful button when you're doing things. Right there. The left to right, page break, emoticons, mark, redos, underline, strike throughs. So if you're looking for something you can't find, come back in here and set it up. Jump on over to the classic editor block. This is where, if you're used to WordPress, you've got your 2 rows. Now you can add 3 and 4 rows here for your own set of buttons. Again, you want to come down here and hunt for any of the buttons that you don't have up top that you would like to have. Such as, again, the anchor button, which is always a favorite for me, because the anchor one is something that's used a lot, and it's so much nicer to have a button to place an anchor text. Strike through, I use that one quite a bit from time to time, so it's nice to add that one in there. You're going to bend all buttons to the top toolbar, list styles, context menus, alternate link dialog. Turn that one on. So you go through, sit here and figure out which ones of these you will use and which ones you won't. You don't really want to turn on anything unnecessary. And in the end, make sure you save all your changes. And hopefully it saved all the changes for everything across the board. All done. Where'd it go? Save changes here. Seem to be missing something here. Where'd my anchor thing go that was here? Seems to have vanished. That's interesting. Here. Seems I was just delusional. There it is. Alright, so basically to see how this works, let's go over, add a new post. Take a look at it. Visual Editor. Toolbars. Here's all your toolbars here. Here's the added toolbar buttons that you've added in there. All that adjustments. We'll switch it to the block editor so we can get a look here at the block editor to see exactly what it's going to look like in the block editor. Okay, there's the title created. Start writing. Classic paragraph. Classic paragraph gives you the classic bar button. Okay, and we're going to add another block up here. Let's add another paragraph block this time. So see, it gives you the additional block button here. And the extra buttons as needed. And this is the Gutenberg paragraph. So that's how it works for you. Then you've got your other bits and pieces over here on the side. Formatting buttons. This is the formatting buttons over here at the left. This is where that formatting one shows up for you. So you can use that. Superscript stuff, subscript stuff. Subscript. So we can get into the text, color settings, and then adjust the colors for the backgrounds, colors for the text, advanced, CSS blocks, set up your blocks. So that would be it. Very simple, easy to use. It's quite nice that it's been updated to be able to continue to use the Tiny MCE, and in particular if you're a big-time classic paragraph text writer, which many people are, it's nice to know that you'll still be able to access some of the tools that you're used to having. That's all we got for you now. Take care. Bye-bye.
Reminders for the show. All the show notes can be found at wppluginsa2z.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the Friday newsletter for more useful information delivered directly to your inbox. WP Plugins A to Z is a show that offers honest and unbiased reviews of plugins created by developers because you support the show. Help keep the show honest and unbiased by going to wppluginsa2z.com/donate and set the donation level that fits your budget. Help us make the show better for you by subscribing and reviewing the show at Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and in the iTunes Store. You can also watch the show live on YouTube, check out the screencasts and training videos, and remember to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications of all new videos. Also, follow the show on Twitter at WPPluginsA2Z. John can be reached at his website at johnoverall.com or send him an email, john@wppro.ca. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the show. This show is copyright by johnoverall.com. So until next time, have yourselves a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be out there on the globe today.